Went to the CES this weekend, and wow, wow is really what I got to say. All this hype that we've been hearing about, all these different products in the 3D television and all this new stuff that's coming out, I mean, man, it was really incredible. It was something for a sight to see, I'll tell you. So we're going to talk about it, and this may end up being a multi-part because there's a lot for me to talk about as well. And so we're going to talk about both the good and the bad. I will tell you, probably the most impressive of all of the things that I saw there was Samsung's three-dimensional television without glasses. All of the producers, LG was one that I really liked. LG had some phenomenal products out. Sony did as well. But Samsung really, in my opinion, led the crew in this 3D television age with their television that actually didn't need glasses. Now, one thing that I did notice is a broad spectrum on the larger scale across the show was that the 3D was there, and it's something that they're trying to push. And you do have to wear the glasses, and the glasses is really where a lot of my opinion comes into play, because each particular manufacturer had their own glasses. And although some of them may be, compatible with other technologies, really what you have to look for is to make sure that the peripheral that you're going to buy is going to match the other peripheral that you're going to buy, and that they're going to be compatible and work together. Now, that I think is going to work against this revolution. That's one thing that I think is going to work against it. And let me state now up front that I do not think that the 3D television revolution is going to make a huge impact in anybody's bottom line in 2010. I think that you're going to see probably the stocks dropping because a tremendous amount of money has been spent in research and development of these products, and I don't think they've got it yet. I think what you see is that each company is trying to do their own little niche and try to make it their own little thing, instead of making it ubiquitous and let everybody kind of jump in the pool. Now, having said that, there is some differentiation between all of the different products. For instance, Sony owns Blu-ray. Blu-ray 3D was noticeably better than any of the other 3D. And now that they had licensed to Samsung, and Samsung was the only Blu-ray that I saw, Blu-ray player, 3D player that I saw that really had some kind of an impact. It really did stand out from all the other players that I saw. So in one respect, I think that Blu-ray may be a nice play for Sony, because they own the format and they're licensing it out to others to sell. Sure, they're probably incorporating it into their products just the same, which they are, but I think as a whole, this is a great environment because licensing that out might be a better place to play a 3D market. So there's one tick for Sony that I really liked, was the fact that Blu-ray really was outstanding, and they do own the format. Samsung has, their theme is called Going Borderless. And so it's a television very, very similar to exactly what we currently have on the markets for HD flat panels, except they don't have a border around. There's like no plastic that's surrounding the frame. It's kind of like one of those infinity pools where the water just drops off the edge. The television goes right to the edge, and it almost looks like an iMac in the way, the old school iMacs where it's clear all the way around, and then Samsung puts their name in the bottom of the clear, and they have that lit up, and it's kind of cool. What is even more cool about it is that they also have versions that project the ambient light onto the back of the wall. And then what is even more cool about it is that they are as thick as my fingernail. I believe it was 6.9 millimeters. If my memory serves me correctly, I took a picture of it. I mean, literally the television was no thicker than this. And I'm not talking about any, addition in the back where, there's the front part is thin, and then as it gets closer to the center where the picture, it kind of gets thicker. I mean, the whole TV was that thin. It was really, really mind-blowing. Now, LG had the best one that I saw. It was really mind-blowing. So here's one tick for LG that I think is a great thing for LG. That's a product that can enter this marketplace and make a stamp, because they're selling a product that already has a market built into it, and that is HD and flat screen. So again, let me step to the side here for a moment and tell you that I think people are going to need a transition period getting out of what they've already gotten into, and most people, I mean, and we're in a tough economy, most people that have upgraded just spent probably more money than they wanted to or could to upgrade to a high-def TV or a high-def system. What is the chance that they're going to go back and re-up to a 3D system that may be subpar? I mean, just like the iPod and the iPhone, the first gen of all this stuff is never as good as the second or third or fourth. So I think this is going to be no different. Now, let's press pause there, and let's go to something else that we talk about with 3D. 3D is going to make a tremendous impact in one particular marketplace, though. And I do think that that particular marketplace is going to come in 2010, likely in the second half. And that's going to be video games. Now, the reason I say that is because video games are already set up. The platform's already there, and the market's already there. And what's even better is that for the most part, the technology is already built into the peripherals that most people already have. Now, by that, excuse me. Excuse me. Now, by that, what I mean is that through conversation and research with the people that were behind these booths, I found out that the 3D technology for video games actually lies in the software programming side and not the hardware firmware side, which means that that Xbox 360 that's sitting on my console right now, I do not need to upgrade or change that in any way in order to get the 3D. The 3D actually will come with the video game, and all I will need is a set of glasses that works with my Xbox 360. So yeah, you are doing a little bit of an upgrade in peripherals, but you're not replacing the majority of them. Whereas with the 3D television, you have to buy the 3D TV, the glasses, and if you want the Blu-ray player or whatever it is, because there's not a lot of HD 3D programming out there. ESPN is launching a network, but that's it. You have to buy all three. You got to upgrade. You got to spend all that money. Now, PC gaming, even less. All you need is the glasses, and it's built right into the games that you're going to be getting. So one of the providers that I thought were the best was NVIDIA, and I'm going to give NVIDIA my vote for a pick too for the 2010 year because they had a really superior product. The problem with it was that it is not available for gaming machines like Sony PlayStation and Xbox 360. It was only available to the PC gamer. The reason was not that it's not compatible. The guy actually said, our stuff is completely compatible with all of these other systems, but that the individual systems themselves wanted to produce the stuff, so they're not allowing NVIDIA to produce for their format. Now, NVIDIA is going to be in the market, and it's going to hit faster than the 360 and the PlayStation will be able to come out with their version of these 3D glasses. So I think NVIDIA is a great play in the shorter term, midterm, short term here, because they're already in the marketplace with this, and they're going to be selling immediately. And they have content. They have video games that are already starting to be produced for it. Whereas the Xbox and the PlayStation, it's probably going to take them till the end of the year before they can come out with a system, a whole package, I mean, that will include a set of video games that makes it worthwhile to buy the glasses. So I think they're a step ahead of the game. That overall, the 3D market in general for any type of a 3D product is going to hit the gaming market first. So we're going to continue to do some research and find out what gaming publishers and what gaming writers are going to be writing these 3D games, and that'll be yet another investment pick for us to investigate. I was unable to find out anything about gaming companies that are producing or writing these 3D games for any of these systems right now. But Avatar actually had their 3D game out, and that was what was on display all over the place here. Which also brings us to publishing for Disney, which is another reason why Disney is a good pick. And that one is already on our picks list, so you can't add it to this one. But it's already on the picks list. $31.25 was our price point we bought in today. So you want to take a look at those kinds of things for the 3D realm and from the technology realm. So this is about 12 minutes right now. I'm going to cut this one off, and then I'm going to put another one up in a little bit. But here's a way for us to get started on the CES conversation. Thanks for joining, and thanks for watching, I mean. See your future, be your future, make your future with the TMPproject.com. And don't forget, join our blog and our Twitter. They'll be following this in just a second. And if you're interested in investing in our fund, please let us know. We'll send you everything.